Welcome to GQ Car Awards. So here we are, the most colossal building I think I've ever been to. Now this is an MOD base, and the hangar I'm currently in right now is where the incredible Hercules airplanes used to reside. News to me is it's recently been bought by Aston Martin, and this is where the new factory for the DBX, their new Aston Martin 4x4, will... Today is very much photo shoot day. Things like that happen. Pretty standard photo shoot, having a 911R doing a donut around you. So I think it's about time that we went and actually looked up close at some real special cars. TDF, please. Yes, that is the Aston Martin Nebula, F12 TDF and 911R. I mean, in what world does that happen? Anyway, now, believe it or not, this is the first time I've even sat in one of these cars, which is a shame, because regular subscribers to this channel will know that I own the standard F12, and I want nothing more than to experience an F12 TDF. Everything I've read, everything that people have told me about it, it just sounds absolutely incredible. It sounds insane, mildly scary. But just, yeah, as an owner, I really want to drive one. So anyone out there, because Ferrari just won't lend me one. This is theirs. They won't let me drive it, which is such a shame. We've got it here today on an empty airfield, and I'm not allowed to drive it. And imagine that. Imagine the content we could create. But no. So, yeah, anyone with an F12 TDF, seriously, who's interested in letting me drive it, that would be absolutely fantastic. This is the kind of cool thing that happens. You'll be chatting in a TDF and along comes an M2. Now then, back to TDF. I'm going to close this for the full immersion experience. First thing that strikes me compared to mine is vast array of carbon. And it's the matte carbon too. Beautiful finish. Matte on the paddles as well. There's so much carbon sculpture here. Also, they've put some proper challenged race car bucket seats in what is a conventional GT car layout. Once again, would love to experience what they're like. I would imagine they hug you beautifully, although these feel like they've been spec'd for the larger gent. But yeah, it's just a beautiful place to sit. Earlier on, you heard it start up. Phenomenal sound. I would go so far as to say it even sounds better than mine, which has an upgraded IP exhaust on it. It unlocks the character of that car no end. Anyway, there's about 20 other awesome cars outside there, so let's go check out some cool stuff. This just gives you an idea of the significance and how special a GQ Car Awards photo shoot is. Now, I was going to save the best to last, but it is parked next to a TDF, and let's face it, you're not going to see a picture like this anytime soon. This is still in concept form. As you can see, that exhaust is not real. Neither is that engine. But from the people I know at Aston Martin, this is 90% true to form. Obviously, the components will make it look and feel different when it is eventually live. Oh yeah, and that by the way, loud thing interrupting my take. That is a £1 million rebuild Okay, so here it is, the AMRP001. A catchy name, I know. It's currently codenamed the Nebula and is a true through and through hypercar. It's actually having a bespoke V12 engine built for it. The idea is it's going to have a 1-to-1 horsepower to weight ratio. So it's going to weigh 1,000 kilograms and be 1,000 brake horsepower. I mean, the figures that they're quoting on this are mad. Supposedly going to be pulling sort of F1 Gs, which means anyone who is incredibly fortunate enough to be able to buy it will have to be an incredibly good driver to get the most out of it. But just check it out, it's absolutely incredible. Parked an F12 and a Nebula back to back earlier. In what world does that happen? Pretty special stuff. Anyway, I'm going to now go and check out the only classic car that's here. I don't know much about it, so I'm going to go find someone who does. I am here with Jason Barlow, who's going to tell me a little bit more about the XKSS. But first of all, you're from GQ and you're the...
Well, I'm a car columnist on GQ. And have been for a long time. James.
Long time, okay. Long time being...
Let's not dwell on that too much.
Okay,
like,
okay.
You know,
all right, cool.
Many years.
Speaking of old, let's talk about this car.
Well, let me tell you, I'm not as old as the XKSS. No. In some ways, actually, you could argue that this is the original supercar.
Okay, wow.
So the XKSS was Steve McQueen's, and you've probably heard of him.
Yes.
Of course you have. One of the great icons of all time, star, screen and stage. The XKSS was his favourite road car. He had various Ferraris, but there's a very iconic image of him sitting in an XKSS. This car it originates to 1957, but it's an interesting story. There was a massive fire at the Browns Lane factory in '57, I think. February '57, March. Wow. Anyway, I think 16 cars were destroyed. I may have the number slightly wrong.
Okay.
A batch of gorgeous XKSs. They went up in flames.
Wow. Okay.
What's happened recently, I think, is a lot of people. I mean, this would be something that would be worth chatting to you about. You know, people are kind of rejecting kind of contemporary supercars because they're too good, they're too fast, they're not emotional enough, lacking soul. Exactly.
Sure.
So what's happening is there's the kind of resto mod.
Yes.
So there's people who kind of buy knackered old things and then fit them out and spruce them up.
Yep.
Or you do what Jaguar is doing, which is they take the chassis numbers of those cars that were destroyed in the fire and they effectively reincarnate them.
Wow.
So if I told you this car is identical down to every pop and rivet to the original late 50s car. Absolutely identical.
Christ, so it's a very significant car then.
It is. This is chassis zero, so this is the kind of pilot car.
Okay.
Then they're going to build. I mean, they're all sold. And then Aston Martin have announced they're going to build a continuation DB4 GT.
So how much are the originals now?
Apparently, there's one for sale at the moment for $18 million, so around £15 million.
Okay, so.
You've ordered yours, haven't you? I know the guy who's selling it. So
well, I ordered two, one to drive and one to keep.
The other thing about this is this is basically a road-going version of the D-Type, which won them all. I did the Mille in the D-Type last year. It was mega. Yeah.
What an experience! That must have been unreal.
It was. It's hard. Fantastic. It's hard work, but it's it's the best. You're never so happy to be so exhausted as when you do the Mille. So so the XKSS is a road-going D-Type basically.
Fabulous.
And I would very much want this car. I want it. Can't drive it. They won't let us drive it though.
Won't they? No. Earlier on, when I was doing a take in the TDF, bearing in mind it's all the way over there. You can see that tiny little yellow blob over there. I was doing a take inside the car, and it sort of droned over what I was saying. It's that loud.
It's a very noisy car.
Fabulous. All right.
Gorgeous.
Thanks for that.
Right.
Because there's a photo shoot going on, they turned the lights off. Which means, for filming in here, not great. Which means I'm going to hop in the back of long wheelbase Bentley Mulsanne. It's the poshest tank I have ever seen. Had a quick sit in it earlier. It's sort of like first class meets hotel suite. Honestly, you got to check out the features in this car. Let's just hop in the back of this because this car is all about being in the back. just check out this. First of all, let's just look at how long this sort of leg area is. I can pretty much, yeah, got pretty great extension there with this amazing solid mahogany table. Look at it, and it just retracts in there like that. And the whole, this here is a TV that pops up. I'd love to show you how that, is that it? Ah, there it is. What do you know? The whole car's got built-in Wi-Fi, so you're always on the internet. Now, I mean, just look at everything, the attention to detail. Now, I believe in here, I mean, look at these beautiful stainless steel tables. Now, this is a pop-up table. Look at that! Look at that in itself deserves an award. The table bracket. Look at it all just, I think it just folds out. I don't know. Oh, wow. I feel like I'm in a Linley showroom. Okay, there it is. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. The whole thing just swings around here conveniently, so you can be on your laptop. Speaking of feeling like I'm in a hotel room, check this out. It literally has like a sort of hotel style. I mean, watch this.
Yeah, there'll be champagne flutes.
There you go.
Yeah.
These look like whiskey glasses or something. But I'm aware that, I mean, in terms of attention to detail, the underneath of that glass is the same as the wheels on the car. Wow. I mean, that's pretty. Oh,
there's a good weight in that, isn't there?
Great weight. Yeah.
You need a weighty glass, don't you? Yes, you do. You know.
And if you look just down there, in there as well, there is actually space, obviously, for 2 champagne bottles. Very much the car to be driven in though. And that is the end of our day. It is getting pretty chilly inside this hangar now. It's really starting to colden up because they've opened both doors, meaning the draft is coming through pretty heavy. So there's only one cure for it really, which is some hot donuts to keep us warm. Until next time guys, thanks for watching. Ciao.